Through the passage of time, many generations had gone since the inception of idolatry. With each passing generation, Iblis meticulously whispered his dark persuasions into the ears of influential minds. He played upon the insecurities and desires that festered within the human soul, convincing them that the divine was too distant, too abstract to comprehend. Iblis's insidious whispers found a receptive audience amongst those who had ascended to the pinnacles of power and fame. His deceitful counsel resonated with the influential, luring them into a web of corruption. As the strands of his influence coiled around them, their newfound wealth became a potent tool, enabling them to lead the people astray. Iblis celebrated in his success, watching as the hearts of men became entangled in the web of idolatry that he had skillfully woven. The once clear path to the divine now twisted and turned through the maze of false beliefs. His dark laughter echoed through the ages as the world plunged deeper into the abyss of spiritual confusion. The people whose ancestors were once united under the banner of monotheism found themselves divided by the 5 idols that now stood before them. Allah, the All-Knowing and Most Wise, watched over the course of events, waiting for a precise moment to intervene. At an appointed moment, he decreed that the time had come to send a messenger to guide humanity back to the straight path. A man chosen by the Almighty, whose heart was righteous and whose soul was unblemished, was chosen to bear the weight of a mission that would alter the course of history. His name was Noah. Chosen by Allah for his unwavering faith and unyielding devotion, Noah was entrusted with the divine mission to reclaim the hearts of the misguided. The Creator, in his mercy, resolved to give humanity a chance to redeem itself. Noah's mission, though daunting, was embraced with humility and unwavering resolve. With patience and compassion, Noah faced the formidable task of unraveling the web of idolatry that Iblis had spun over the ages. However, the path of a messenger was not without its trials. Noah encountered not only skepticism and mockery from the community, but also resistance from his own home. His wife disagreed with his divine message, opting instead to align herself with the transgressors. In a corrupted manner, she sought to prevent Noah's plans, intentionally portraying him as a deranged individual in the eyes of others. Yet, with a patience born of divine guidance, he persisted, knowing that his mission transcended the challenges of the present moment. He began to preach the oneness of the Almighty, urging the people to abandon their idols. Night after night, day after day, he stood in the bustling marketplaces, on street corners, and in the shadow of towering idols, imploring the people to turn away from their false gods and embrace the oneness of Allah. Yet, the hearts of the people remained shrouded in the darkness of their misguided beliefs. Noah's words fell upon deaf ears, like raindrops evaporating into the thirsty desert sand. As Noah continued to preach, a peculiar ritual emerged amongst the disbelievers. Whenever they passed him in the streets, they would raise their hands into the airs, as if shielding themselves from a blinding truth. It became a symbolic gesture, a collective act of willful ignorance to the message that reverberated through the air. Noah, undeterred by the apathy that surrounded him, continued to stand firm, His eyes, alight with a divine purpose, scanned the faces of the passerbys, searching for a flicker of recognition, a spark of awakening. During the nights, Noah engaged in intense prayer and heartfelt supplications, seeking guidance and strength to carry the weight of his divine mission. In the stillness of the night, he pleaded for the hearts of the people to soften, for the veil of ignorance to lift. The passage of time unfolded relentlessly as days seamlessly transitioned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. It is narrated that Noah dedicated 950 years to the noble endeavor of rekindling the path to the Almighty and promoting a monotheistic way of life. The span of nearly a millennium became a testament to the immense patience and resilience of Noah. However, the more the sands of time slipped through the hourglass, the more cemented the people became in their spiritual stubbornness. Noah's message found solace in the hearts of only a handful of individuals. In some narrations, it is said that merely 10 people embraced the message, while in others, a slightly larger congregation of up to 80 people responded to the call of righteousness. As Noah enthusiastically delivered the divine message of monotheism, a few of the wealthy and influential amongst the people couldn't fathom the simplicity of his call. To them, Noah's teaching seemed foolish, and the notion of forsaking their multitude of idols for a singular unseen deity was preposterous. They would often gather to taunt Noah openly. They mocked his teachings as the ramblings of a deluded old mind, questioning why only the poor and those with supposedly simple minds seemed swayed by his words. One night, the leader of the tribe approached Noah. He extended an invitation, a tempting offer to forsake his modest followers and join their opulent ranks. With condescending smirks, he hinted at the luxuries and influence he could partake in if only he abandoned the seemingly insignificant few who clung to his teachings. Noah, his gaze fixed on the higher purpose that guided him, responded with a humility that baffled the chief. "If I abandon them, who will save me from Allah?" he asked, his voice carrying the weight of divine conviction. The conversations grew wearisome as the leader of the tribe persisted, his wealth-blinded mind unable to fathom the sincerity that fueled Noah's mission. Frustrated by Noah's steadfast refusal to compromise his principles, the leader of the elites, determined to test the authenticity of his message, issued a bold challenge. "If you are indeed truthful, Noah, in your claims, then bring upon us the punishment you have been promising," they declared, their tone a mix of mockery and defiance. Noah, undeterred by their arrogance, cautioned them. "If Allah wills to punish you, it will come, and you cannot escape it. Do not challenge the will of the Almighty." Yet the leader, blinded by his arrogance and skepticism, persisted in his demands for a spectacle that would supposedly validate Noah's words. Over the years, the dialogue continued. Tension hung thick in the air. The leaders, growing impatient and dismissive of Noah's warnings, threatened him with violence. "Enough of your talk. If you do not stop, we will stone you to death," they declared, their faces contoured with anger and disdain. Noah, facing imminent threat of violence, remained steadfast. His eyes, a reflection of unwavering resolve, met the hardened gazes of those who sought to silence him. "I am but a warner, and my duty is to convey the message. If you choose to disbelieve, then my trust is in Allah alone," he asserted, refusing to bow to the intimidation that surrounded him. After decades of ceaseless efforts to guide his people back to the path of monotheism, Noah, for the first time in his millennium-long mission, experienced a wave of disappointment and grief for his people. He said to his Lord, "My Lord, do not leave any disbelievers on the earth. If you leave them, they will indeed mislead your slaves." As the weight of disappointment settled on Noah's shoulders, Allah in His infinite mercy spoke to His devoted messenger. The Almighty told Noah not to be disheartened. He was told that those who had embraced the call will be saved, and that there is no need for sorrow, as the others will not believe. In the stillness of that moment, Noah felt a profound sense of solace. The assurance that the believers were destined for salvation provided a reprieve from the anguish that had burdened his heart. However, God's words continued, unveiling a new chapter in Noah's divine mission. The Almighty assigned Noah with a different task. He was told to cease preaching to the people, for their hearts had become hardened. Instead, he was now to turn his gaze towards a monumental undertaking. He was instructed to build an ark, a vessel that would stand as a refuge against a flood. He was informed that the earth would be cleared of all wrongdoing and that this cleansing would occur at a designated time. Noah absorbed the divine command. The transition from preacher to builder marked a pivotal moment in his journey. The ark, a tangible symbol of both warning and salvation, was to become the focal point of Noah's unwavering dedication. With divine guidance, Noah embarked on the colossal task of constructing the ark. The dimensions, proportions, and intricacies of the vessel were meticulously revealed to him. Each plank and joint became a testament to the divine plan unfolding before his eyes. As the first planks were laid and the skeleton of the ark emerged, the people of the land gathered, their curiosity mingling with skeptical laughter. Noah, draped in humility, toiled under the unforgiving sun, hammering nails into wood that seemed peculiar within the bone-dry landscape. The laughter of the people swirled like hot winds, carrying with it the mockery of those who deemed Noah's endeavor nothing short of madness. They questioned his sanity, ridiculed his vision, and openly mocked the purpose of building an ark where no water seemed to exist. "Noah has lost his mind," they exclaimed, the echo of their laughter reverberating through the desolation. "Why build an ark on dry land? Is there a hidden sea beneath the dust? Perhaps he dreams of rivers in the sky." The heckles intensified as the ark took shape. Skepticism draped the onlookers, their faces etched with smirks that mirrored the cracks in the parched earth. Undeterred by the noise of disbelief, Noah continued his work, his hands weathered but steady, guided by a divine command that transcended the comprehension of those who laughed. The skies, however, remained stubbornly clear, denying the thirsty land the solace of rain. The people, convinced of Noah's madness, intensified their mockery, dubbing him the mad carpenter and the builder of dreams. As the ark neared completion, Noah received the final divine instructions. He was to gather pairs of every creature, for they too shall find refuge within the ark. With unwavering faith, Noah complied, orchestrating a harmonious assembly of diverse life forms guided by an unseen force. As the final nails were hammered into place and the animals found their designated spaces within the ark, Noah stood in awe of the divine plan. The days turned into weeks, yet the skies remained cloudless. The sun beat down relentlessly, and the skeptics grew more vocal in their mockery. "How much longer will you toil on this pointless task?" they taunted. The flood you speak of is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Your ark is an absurd spectacle." Amid the continuous ridicule, Noah maintained his composure and dedication. His heart resonated with a divine assurance that the flood would come at the appointed time. One day, as he kindled a fire in his stove, he witnessed a miraculous sight. The flames transformed into a cascading water. It was the promised sign, and Noah, with a heart brimming with gratitude and obedience, called upon his family and the few faithful individuals to board the ark. The Almighty, in a way that serves His Majesty, told the earth to open up and to release the waters it holds. The earth, in a humble obedience to its Creator, responded with a subtle tremor, as if stirred from a deep slumber. The earth's crust began to part, revealing hidden reservoirs that had been veiled beneath the surface. Swiftly and resolutely, water gushed forth, surging across the land like a tide escaping its confines. Streams turned into rivers, and the rivers merged into a mighty torrent, all in accordance with a divine decree. As the last soul stepped aboard the ark, another command echoed. Allah, in a way that suits His Majesty, told the skies to unleash its torrents of rain upon the earth. Raindrops, initially gentle and delicate, started to fall, a prelude to the torrential downpour about to be unleashed. The heavens opened wide and the rain intensified, cascading down in sheets that blurred the boundaries between earth and the sky. The celestial symphony of thunder and lightning joined the chorus, resonating with a divine command. The villagers, who had mocked at Noah's Ark as an absurd spectacle, now faced an impending catastrophe beyond their comprehension. Panic gripped the hearts of the villagers. The once mocked Ark stood as a solitary testament to the divine warning they had ignored. Fear spread like wildfire, and the frantic villagers rushed towards higher ground, seeking refuge from the rising water. But on this fateful day, no place proved safe enough. The rising waters showed no mercy, submerging fields, homes, and hills alike. The once vibrant village now echoed with cries of despair as the villagers struggled against the relentless tide. In the shadow of the colossal ark, as it began to ascend above the rising floodwaters, a heart-wrenching spectacle unfolded. Noah, the righteous builder of the vessel, had 4 sons. 3 of his sons, Sam, Ham, and Japheth, embodying obedience and unwavering faith, earnestly embraced their father's teachings and joined him on the ark. However, a 4th son, Yam, despite being a dutiful son to his father, chose not to accept the profound message delivered by Noah and therefore chose not to enter the safety of the ark. As the ark rose, carried by the turbulent waves, Noah's voice echoed across the watery expanse. He called out to his 4th son, his voice carrying the weight of paternal concern. "Come aboard, seek refuge here with us, for only here you will find safety." Yam, standing on a mountain, looked up at the ark sailing to the heavens. With a conviction that echoed through the chaotic winds, he shouted back, "I will climb to the mountain's top. There I will find safety. The ark is not my refuge." In a moment that seemed suspended in time, a colossal tide wave rose between them. Noah's cries were swallowed up by the roar of the raging waters as the ark sailed on, carrying the faithful and the chosen creatures to safety. The wave, a force of nature spurred by the divine decree, surged and swept away Noah's son who had sought refuge on the mountain. Noah, standing on the ark's deck, witnessed a heartbreaking scene unfold. His outstretched hands reached towards the vanishing figure of his son, but the elements now that separated them were beyond human control. The waters, once a source of life, had become an unforgiving force, reshaping the destiny of all who stood in its path. As the last remnants of the village disappeared beneath the waters, an eerie calm settled over the landscape. The ark, bearing the righteous, Noah, his family, and pairs of creatures, was guided by the divine hand that navigated the turbulent waters. This challenging journey lasted for around 150 days, carrying with it the remnants of a world washed clean of its transgressions. In the aftermath of the Great Flood, as the waters began to recede at the appointed time, Allah commanded the earth to swallow back the vast expanse of water that had engulfed it. Simultaneously, the skies were instructed to withhold the torrents. The ark, a vessel of salvation, was guided by the unseen hand of the Almighty towards the towering mountain named Shady. As the ark gently came to rest upon the mountain's summit, Noah, grateful for the divine guidance that had preserved him, his family, and the chosen creatures, raised his voice in prayer. "O my Lord," he implored, "you promised to save my family. My son was a part of my household." In response, Allah in His infinite wisdom communicated with Noah. "Your son was not considered a member of your family," Allah explained, "for he did not believe in the divine message and chose to turn away from the path of righteousness." Noah, though burdened by the truths of Allah's response, bowed in submission to the divine will. The revelation served as a profound lesson on the criteria that defined a family in the eyes of the Almighty, a connection forged not merely by blood, but by shared faith and belief in the divine guidance. As the waters continued to recede, revealing the transformed landscape below, Noah, with his family and the pairs of creatures, stepped onto a rejuvenated earth. The remnants of disbelief had been purged, and the world stood ready for a fresh beginning. The Almighty spoke to Noah once more, saying, "Amongst your descendants are believers, so go forth and multiply and repopulate the land." Noah, a steadfast servant of God, embraced the divine command. With his family, he ventured into the rejuvenated world, witnessing the beauty of nature's rebirth after the cleansing waters. Even in the midst of the divine promise of a new beginning, the Almighty in His all-knowing wisdom forewarned Noah of a future challenge, that a time not too distant in the future will come when mankind will once again succumb to the unforgivable sin of polytheism. When that time comes, I shall send a warner, a guide, to remind the people of righteousness and call them back to the straight path. Noah, humbled by the trust placed upon him and his descendants, carried the weight of this forewarning in his heart. As generations unfolded, mankind flourished across the rejuvenated land, and the memory of the Great Flood became a sacred tale passed down through the ages. True to the divine proclamation, the appointed time arrived when humanity, enticed by the pitfalls of sin, veered away from the path of righteousness. As promised, the Almighty sent forth a warner named Hud to his nation, the people of Ad. He was a beacon of guidance, appointed to steer the people back to virtue and the worship of the one true God. The people of Ad, renowned for their immense size, strength, and intelligence, faced an obliteration that defied all expectations. An unprecedented force descended upon them, erasing not only the people but every trace of their remarkable achievements from the face of the earth. The echoes of their once great civilization vanished into the winds of time.